So many of us have gremlins inside of our heads that feed us negative self-talk, that make us think that something is missing that will not allow us to be elite. It's not something for me. I'm not worthy of success based upon a rank that someone puts on a ballot. What I'm here to tell you is it all boils down to fear. Bottom line, what most of you talked about is a fear that you have. None of it's real. It's real because you think it. So I'm not denying the feelings you have. But this is what fear means to me. It's simply false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. Remember that being elite first starts in the mind before it ever starts in practice. Never apologize for your success. Success is a byproduct of your daily behaviors and choices. It's a byproduct of your discipline on a daily basis. I was fortunate during my time at Gustavus to have some success. A lot of great students, as I've mentioned. But I heard all kinds of things from people. Well, the only reason you win is you flood tournaments. Yep, that's why we took 21 slots to nationals and took 7th in the country. When another school that took first took over 200. Nobody saw the amount of work that went into it. You saw the picture the other day of the ballerina feet, right? Everyone wants success until they see how you get it. No one saw the hours, the number of times I pounded my head on the table helping Brittany Knudsen in informative speaking. And how much fun we had doing that. I once got a phone call from Dr. Sam Borbroom in the back. He's the reason this slide exists. He knew the situation. I confided in him and he said this: never, ever apologize for your success. Success is earned. It's not given to you. If you're willing to work that hard for it, don't you ever, ever apologize for being successful. Most of my family trips as a kid involved going to Minneapolis to the Twins games. We're huge Twins fans. And my mom and dad would always say, you want to go to 3 Twins games or would you like to go to 1 in Valley Fair? Valley Fair, screw that. I'm going to 3 Twins games. He said, we probably can't give you fancy vacations. We probably won't be able to buy you all the latest gadgets, which at that time was a Walkman. We can't buy you all those toys. You want 1 pair of name brand jeans or would you like 3 of the off brand? You decide. I was the idiot. I'll take 1 of the name brand. But he said, Chris, here's the thing that I can give you that money can't buy. And he said, that's a last name to be proud of. What you do with that name is up to you. I'm guessing my dad's never going to have a building named after him. No one's going to endow a scholarship in his name. No one's going to have a street sign. They're not going to have some plaque outside his janitor closet. But I still have his radio that he used on his janitor closet every day, and I turn it on every morning. But I do know this. Long after my dad has passed, there will be people who say, do it like Bruce. There will be people who say, be a Bruce. And for me personally, I can't think of any greater honor. I once had someone at admissions tell me, why can't you just be happy being the best Division III speech team in the country? Oh? Since when did winning national championships become the goal? Since I said being the best is the goal. I had students that didn't want to settle for mediocrity. They wanted something bigger. They dared to dream where no one else had ever been at that institution. At some point, they put some trust in the coaching staff and said, let's go. That scares people because that means they're going to have to work harder. And instead of working harder, they're going to start saying all kinds of things to bring you down because that's easier than working harder. So when you dream big, you have to be strong on the inside to take all the pot shots that come with it. But my dad had one principle as a janitor, and that was that every kid who came through that door and every teacher deserved a clean classroom, a clean environment where they could go learn, a clean environment where they could go and learn all the skills that they need to succeed. That everyone deserved that. Whether you came from the east side of town, the west side of town, the side of tracks where people said you don't go to that side, it didn't matter to him. Every kid that walked through that room, through that school door, deserved a clean environment. And he took great pride in watching every kid come through the door in the morning with a smile on their face because they wanted to come to Jefferson Elementary. All work is honorable. Most people would say, being a janitor, pumping gas, what honor is there in that? In fact, for my dad, he would tell you, there is no insignificant job. There's only significant people doing extraordinary things. Because his famous line was, it all pays the same. My dad didn't view his job as ordinary. He used to sit in the lunch line and hand out milk cartons to the kids as they walked through. And he knew every name. He would tease them about something. And those kids couldn't just wait to see Bruce in the grocery store or downtown. Because they would say, Mom, Dad, that's my janitor. He's the guy that hands me out milk. I remember the guy that handed milk to me as a kid in that very same school. I don't remember him. My dad turned handing out milk into a profession, into a theatrical production. Not because he had to, not because he was asked to, not because he got paid more to, because he wanted to. He wanted to make school fun for the kids. Nobody told my dad to mow by the bridges. He did it because he thought when you enter my hometown, it ought to look classy. It ought to look nice. Like people take pride in what they do. My dad thought nobody mattered or that nobody recognized his job. But now that my dad's retired, the number of people has said, man, we sure miss what Bruce does with the city. In fact, after he left the school, they tried to hire him back twice. And I think in the last 12 years, they're on their 5th janitor. They offered him pretty much everything and the kitchen sink to come back. Twice. He thought nobody noticed.